Hi, this is Cindy from Shepherd's Heart Fellowship, and welcome to week 15 of Reading Our Bible in a Year. Here are your daily readings. We're reading from Judges and Psalms this week, with day 7 as your catch-up reading day. In Psalms 30, we find David reminiscing, thanking God for his sovereignty and reflecting on the Lord's goodness. He remembers a time when he didn't always do the right thing, but God was merciful. When he began to really prosper, David got a little full of himself and started doing things his own way. When he began to operate in error, he felt that God had hidden his face from him, but that didn't last long. David says in verse 5, "For his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." You see, even though he did wrong, David remembered God's grace towards him. Let me encourage you to take a moment and reflect on God's grace and mercy to you. When you think of how kind and gracious God has been to us, in spite of ourselves, it should give us a true heart of gratitude. All it takes is a memory of a moment of grace that you can get excited about what He's going to do, because whatever God has done before, He is God enough to do it again. While you're in the midst of your struggle, it's hard to fathom how things will turn out. But if you've been restored before, you can be again. If He favored you with a great job opportunity before, He can do it again. There is no limit when it comes to God. He didn't promise to bless you one time, and that was it. He didn't promise to heal you only once, and that would be the end of your healing. He didn't promise to open only one door for you. That's the end of the story. Jesus died so that we'd all be saved. And that should give us assurance that He's not finished yet, because there are souls yet to be saved. We have seen how He has covered us through massive storms, kept us through terrible car wrecks, and spared the lives of family members. I believe He can be trusted to do those things again and so much more. There's no limit to what our God can do. If we can just hold on to what God has already done, we will immediately begin to get excited about the possibilities of our future. Just as David stated, his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm thankful that even though I make mistakes, God looks beyond them and extends His favor. That gives me hope for my future and the blessings that are sure to come. So I admonish you to trust God's track record. Trust and whatever blessing of the Lord's you once received can be brought to your life again. Trust His track record. Points to ponder. 1. Can you remember a time when God was gracious although you felt you didn't deserve His kindness? 2. How has God's compassion towards you taught you to be compassionate towards others? 3. Sometimes trust can be a hard thing. What hard thing in your life will you trust God to do? And actions for this week. Take some time to remember and list how God has blessed you. Starting next week, take some time each day to give thanks for your blessings. Thank you, and see you next week.